casual cast listeners. Today is October 27th, 2019. I am joined today with awesome co-hosts Antonio, Steven, and Elias. Can we please have a quick shout out, homies?
What's good?
This is Steven, aka Esteban, aka Daddy Snowflake. Yeah.
One and only.
And then the homie rocking the pianos, the hot,
The
the
boy.
fresh, the ready Tony Fusion.
Tony Brony.
Young Cashed,
Young Cash.
Young
aka many other names.
You know it.
hashtag Lil
Find me on Instagram at Tony Fusion.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, movie.
I don't have an Instagram yet. I mean, I think I do, but it's only on my phone. So.
I have
Nope.
I have yet to join that Instagram hype. Oh, like at least consistently. I have it mostly for voyeur purposes, mostly just to watch everybody else's life and not contribute to Instagram like a fucking weeb. All right. Today's topic that we're gonna start it out with is the sucky parts of adulthood and the shit that your parents never prepared you for.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So
fucking.
I'm just gonna blast straight off with obviously, mostly I feel like the straightforward one is just like responsibility. Like, you know, at least for me, like, you know, responsibility. I didn't really expect it to be so
Heavy.
heavy is a good word to put it. And like
The weight, they don't prepare you for the weight of responsibility.
yeah,
that
and
it's-
I feel like with responsibility, like, you don't really realize that, you know, if you screw up, there's like huge consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, but back when you were a kid, like, if you screwed up, you know, your parents just like slap you on your wrist, and you don't really understand. But yo, like, as an adult man, like, you know, you mess up something, like, dude, you face consequences. You face them hard, dude. Like, no remorse.
At work.
dude, I take that for granted, man.
Is that real
I
shit?
took so much of like the zero consequences for granted, dude. Like, I never realized how much shit I put on my parents, like fucking up. Like,
Yep.
you never really consider it until you have to deal with it yourself, and then knowing that like there's no mommy daddy bailout right now.
Yo, yeah.
For instance, oh my god, I've had such a shitty time with cars, and then me not being able to not crash them. So
Yeah.
I've in my adult life, I would not say adult life. I would say pre-adult life and then
Young
post-adult
adult.
life.
Young adult.
Yeah.
Straight up,
And then-
because you had your kid. How old were you when you had your
I
first
was-
boy?
I was 17, and then turned 18. Well, right before he turned.
Turned into
Yeah.
a man right there.
Right turned. Yeah, dude, it was
Bam.
not real. Not real. Yeah, I was just a kid with a kid. It was pretty insane. Before I left, I had a wonderful Kia Spectra, a wonderful 2002 Kia Spectra. That thing was so amazing. I loved it. I learned how to drive stick on that thing. I taught a couple friends how to drive stick in that thing. It was the rock that I needed, the foundation of a vehicle that I needed. And I paid off half. My parents paid off the other half, and it was just a great car. I mean,
Perf.
and one fateful day, the day before I shipped off to go be a man in the army.
What
fucking-
year was that?
That was only a couple years ago.
2016.
2016.
Because that was the year of the worst winter, like,
Yeah,
the
man.
Northwest has ever
That
seen.
was, my God.
That winter fucking was insane.
Yo, Christian.
Weather as an adult. God, that sucked.
Yo, Christian, did I ever tell you that, like, I saw your name in the hotel book, but before you left? Like, I saw,
Oh, and
I saw where you signed in. Cause I literally left like the day after you left.
That's lit.
You
Did I
know?
tell you that I missed my first flight? That was my first missed flight out of the shit show of a lifetime. My
To boot
introduction
camp?
to the military. Yes, to boot camp.
You
I
missed
missed my
it?
first flight. My first
Dang.
flight. Yes. Okay. So I missed my first flight leaving Spokane because um, the people that were supposed to wake me up at the right time, because they were supposed to have a wake up call, someone's supposed to knock on my door.
Yeah.
Apparently, my flight wasn't at 5:30 p.m. It was at 5:30 a.m.
Wow.
Yes.
Come on, dude.
So they just had they were just fucking people, and like in military term they were civilians. So they woke my ass up at like 8. So, oh yeah, have breakfast, do this, do that, blah blah blah. Let's get ready for your flight. And then there was like the morning group and then the afternoon group. And so when we met in, everyone was like dead serious, collect your packets, all that stuff. Take your packet there, blah blah blah. I missed my first flight and I was already shitting bricks because I go up to the flight lady and I was like, I'm supposed to be in Atlanta already. And then, yeah, so my first flight goes from Spokane to Seattle, and then they fucking fixed everything from there. And then, um, what happens is, with that, they didn't fix my last flight. Or I didn't find my liaison today in Atlanta. So I was supposed to get picked up by my liaison, supposed to take me to the bus to lead me to Fort Benning. But that was a shit show too, because with me being late and not being able to get picked up by my liaison, I call the front desk of Fort Benning, Georgia, and then I get a sergeant on the line, and he's like, "Do you even want to fucking do this? Do you even want to be in the military?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, yes, I do, sir. I'm not a sir. I'm a sergeant." And I'm like, "Fucking hell, dude!" Like I was like, inside my head, I was like, "What the fuck did I get myself into? My God!" And I'm like, I'm already disrespecting people unintentionally. Ugh, this is not good.
I'm not a
And
sir,
then
I'm a sergeant.
I, I'm a, I sleep outside of the doors of the USO because the USO was closed,
Oh, dang.
and yeah, I'm just sleeping with my sweater over me, and then I get waken up by a person that's saying, "Oh hey, so your liaison sent out a shuttle bus. You're gonna be rooming in at the nearest motel with one of the soldiers that didn't make the bus." So I get on a shuttle with a bunch of fucking people, and then I get a whole mob of people that come in with me, waiting at we're supposed to be waiting for,
Yeah.
and then initial processing happens inside the fucking airport, which I thought was insane looking
Yeah.
back at it now. And that was like, I guess it wasn't really rude awakening, because the rude awakening happened when I went through 30th AG, the shit pot of like all shit pots in the whole military. Like, it is infamous for being the biggest shit pot of processing stations. So I mean, like, I'm going to the most infamous place in like all military basic training and shit. So, like, for the Army standard at least,
Uh-huh.
my God, that was like a shitty piece of adulthood right there. Missing a fucking flight, getting your fucking just getting shat on by just like other people, and just realizing I can't call my mom and dad and go like say, "Oh hey, can you fix this flight?" No, I had to like go up to like the fucking people at the ticketing area and tell them what my deal was, and tell them like, okay. And they're like, "Are you going to be paying for this?" And I'm like, "I fucking hope not. I signed up for the military."
Yo, hey,
So,
I'll tell you my biggest mistake around boot camp time. So, what happened to me was freaking. This was actually towards the end. Like throughout boot camp, I was like under the radar. Like no one paid any attention to me. I was good. I didn't get myself in any trouble. I was spot on. But towards the freaking end is where I freaking slip up. I found a banana peel. Instead of stepping over it, I stepped right on it and it slipped on my butt. And so what happened was I was on watch, right? And watch for you guys who don't know, it's very serious. It's like 150% serious. You know, like people's lives are on the line. I mean, like people's lives are on the line, you know, in boot camp. But like that's how they treat it. Like it's a serious thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's in preparation for us. We called it fire guard.
Yeah, fire guard. But for us in the Navy, we call it water.
Fire guard.
And since I was towards the end of my training, like we were carrying like fake guns on us, and like dude, I pulled like the shortest stick in the freaking tube sock, and I had the very last watch that my squad had, right? Mm-hmm. And we're passing it over to a junior squad, right? And the junior squad, they weren't trained to hold like the guns yet, so I couldn't pass over my gun to someone. So like this whole time I was in boot camp, I was used to passing over the gun to someone, and then like they would take care of it, you know. But freaking my squad, like they were like up like learning stuff about like their job and stuff, and I was like, dang it, I feel like I'm all left out. And then finally like my watch ends, and I don't know where to put this freaking fake gun, man. Like no one told me where to put it. I'm like, where the heck do I put this? And like the people in the Navy, like they don't, we're not too like gun savvy. Like they don't teach us too much about it. Like it's all about the technical side. So I'm like, okay, you know, okay. The petty officers, like the officers right there, they keep all their confidential stuff in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and mind you, it's a fake gun. Like I'm like, oh, it doesn't have like real bullets in it or anything. And I go in there and I put it on top of like their gun locker, because I don't know how to open this thing. I don't know what it, you know, I don't know the procedure because no one freaking told me, you know. We had like someone who was designated to like handle it, and so I put it by this locker, right? And then I run to my class, and then freaking I go to lunch, and they're like, where the heck is Barrientos? Where is he at? And like luckily I was in the other lunch line and they couldn't find me. But then later on, oh my gosh, dude, they basically whipped me in like a workout way. They're like, oh, why did you leave the gun there? I'm like, I didn't know where else to put it. I mean, like, and like when you talk to these people, guys, you can't just talk to them however you want. You gotta like talk to them like they're like the president of the United States sticking like a broomstick up your butt. And if he goes like 1 inch further, you're gonna freaking die.
But you have to be very careful to articulate the pain.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a certain way. And like honestly, like in my head, I wanted to say this. I wanted to say, I didn't know where else to put the gun. Where the heck you didn't teach me how to do this? How is this my? That's what I wanted to say. What I said was like, I'm sorry, petty officer. I didn't know what to do.
Oh god. Oh yeah, we were pretty much for Army. We're both we're kind of like in the midway point of both tactical and technical.
Yeah.
Navy, Air Force, they're more the technical side. Marines, Army, they're geared more for both for fighting and for technical. Yeah. So at least for us, our weapon procedures where we practically fucking showered with our rifles. We were issued out each person our TA-50, our gear, which came with our body armor, our helmets, canteens, sleeping bags, sleeping mats, all that stuff. We had to know how each and everything worked in the system, how to disassemble and reassemble your rifle, to make sure that you had to clean up everything in your fucking rifle, make sure that it's fucking clean and dandy and beautiful all the time. I knew how to like fucking I knew every piece of my rifle, and it was a pretty fucked up thing. They made us do stupid shit with it, and they were real fucking guns.
What was like the dumbest thing you had to do with it?
Oh my god! For punishment, we had to do this thing called it's called squat fishing. So as physical punishment, they make you grab it by the barrel, and then mind you, these things were older than tits. These things were fucking, well, I wouldn't say older than tits because they're about as old as me. They were from the fucking Gulf War. They were M16A2s. So I had to hold it out. This thing, mind you, this thing weighs 12 pounds. 12 pounds doesn't weigh a lot. After 30 minutes, it does.
Wait, so
Holding
like,
it out.
do you like reach your arms out and like hold it out with both arms?
No, you do a sit, and then you hold the barrel like if you're holding a fishing pole, and then you lean it out, and then you're
Oh,
not supposed to let it go past a certain angle, or else you'll get yelled at or
and you
in more trouble.
and you're squatting while you do this?
You're doing a wall sit, and you're not supposed to
Oh,
fuck your wall sit up at all, dude. Your posture is a
dang.
thing, and then they just fuck with you so hard.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god. Oh Jesus. So, and there's so much like procedures and protocols, and like at every night we had a weapons rack, dead center called it's called the kill zone. If you're stepping in the kill zone, you're gonna get fucked up because you're not supposed to step on that precious piece of fucking concrete. It was not fun, and there was literal tape around it, and you're supposed to toe the line, put your toes to the tape every day, and that was the thing. Take a step further in, and like even if your tippy toe touches like a piece of that concrete, you're
Jeez.
getting fucked up, brother. Jeej, beyond Jeej. It was like it was so stupid, but it was the military in a
Yep.
nutshell, and that mindset of just being an adult and just cracking down and having to take care of yourself. That was like a
And be like
I think
responsible
that
for everything.
God, that's my responsibility for me, like completely.
Yeah.
Like being responsible for my equipment, my guns, everything. If I lost something, shit, that's on me.
Jeez.
No one's gonna be like, here's my debit card, go pay for it.
Right. So
God.
Elias, what's like? Have you ever have you ever been into like a tough situation? Like, what's like the toughest situation you've been in, like either physically or mentally?
Um, toughest.
Or like,
I would say his
or
move to Japan. That seemed pretty crazy. I mean,
it can be
like,
anything. Like that was just like enduring.
Um, honestly, I'm not really sure. Nothing really comes to mind when.
I mean, I really want to know your experience from moving from the U.S. to Japan, and just just your mindset, the thought process,
Yeah,
your
like
kind of feelings.
one of my
Okay.
questions is like, okay, like, did you have to set up like an apartment in Japan before you even got there, or did you just like show up in Japan like, okay, like gotta get a job, gotta live somewhere?
So I like to consider myself very lucky. Like it's been a theme throughout life, I guess. But my own luck. But with this company, they have the apartment under their name, so it's like their apartment as far as like the contract goes for apartment type shit. So I was lucky in that the guy living here left, and then I took over and worry about the paperwork for that. But I did have to worry about the paperwork. So, for example, just getting my visa and stuff taken care of. There's that whole headache, but biggest pain in the ass, like just that paperwork, waiting for it, because then you're not staying here. You're
Yeah.
like your limit is what I think in any country,
How many
with a
years?
just no, 3 months.
3 months.
Like if you just have a passport, but
Uh,
is like a year. Uh, typically you could get more go
Yeah,
along. Show
you're under a work visa, aren't you?
I didn't hear you. What?
You're under a work visa, aren't you?
Yeah. So
Like
I
a
have
worker's
some.
visa.
I have some kind of whatever. I don't even know what it says. Like that's like, hey man, you could work here. So I'm like, okay, that's what I'm doing. So hell yeah. So I have the visa. It's for a year, and then I had to renew it. The
Mm-hmm.
cycle goes, and then after that, just letting like town hall, whatever, letting them know like, hey man, I'm here. I'm out here, homie.
Mm-hmm.
Weird foreigner. I'm
You're gaijin in Japan country.
fucking gaijin. Yeah, man, but um, biggest pain in the ass was that paperwork. Like for me, things like sort of time constraint or I guess responsibility in general is just like man, like paperwork, government type shit. I'm like man.
I mean, yeah, I that's understandable, man. Me and Steven and I had our fair share of government paperwork and living expenses, or not living expenses, but mostly living things. I mean,
Yeah,
I went from shitty apartment to shitty apartment to having the military pay for my living expenses,
yeah.
and then having moving from living situation to living situation. That's a life stressor as it is. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, dude.
we all can relate from leaving our parents' house to our first apartment or living on campus and shit
Yeah,
like that. It's a
it's
it's a big deal.
yeah. I mean, and it's like it feels like such a big leap because like when you're living with your parents, you know, your parents like your mom cooks for you. That's the bomb food. But like when you
Mhm.
move out, you either go out and get something cheap yourself, and that shit at first is never gonna come out like that hot home cooking, man. You're just like, the fuck
Mhm.
did I make?
Yeah, I mean, Antonio. I mean, like having moved. I mean, it wasn't a huge stretch of a movement, but it's still a huge step. Leaving at least Grandview and moving to Tri Cities from when you first started.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been crazy stressful. Just
No. Yeah,
from
it was
nah.
it was interesting because like I had a plan. I was like, "Oh, I got Emilio. Emilio's gonna hook it up with the room because Enrique is moving out." So I
Hmm.
don't know. I already had like an idea of what was gonna happen after high school, and so moving there was pretty easy. But
Hmm.
yeah, moving to
But
Chini that's been fucking hard. That shit's a lot more stressful.
yeah, because it that was the I guess that was like your for just being at such a huge distance, well, at least a significant distance that you don't have your immediate circle with you, and that makes a big difference. Moving, having like people being able to like at the drop of a hat go over and help you move furniture, do this and do that.
Or just anything,
It
you know, just even chill.
yeah, it's yeah,
To
it's
hang.
it's taxing. It's very taxing, and
Yep.
Hmm.
because especially Cheney and it being a college environment, you it's a different setting than Tri Cities. Tri
You know,
Cities is like metropolitan area. It's just super different.
this Saturday morning, rest in peace. 3 students got shot and killed, or 3 people were shot and killed at the Zips this morning in Cheney.
What the heck?
Oh my god.
Just today was a football game against Idaho State, and I bet you some stupid argument. I don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck,
man.
but it's still being investigated. But people are chilling at a fucking Zips at midnight hours or whatever the fuck,
Yeah,
and then these hoodlums just fuck it up. You
Yeah,
know,
man. It's and then coming from like different places where that's like not the norm. I mean,
yeah.
you're in a highly populated place where the probability of crime goes up with the population. I mean,
it,
that's
man. So
it's
like
nothing that you're trained for.
like I came back after summer break to my apartment to see that my door was kicked in.
What?
Fuck.
Yeah, my door was busted into, like, and I walked straight into my apartment and nothing was stolen, but fuck that. You know, like, my mom was like, you should get fucking um renter's insurance or something.
Yeah.
Cover
Mm-hmm.
your ass so so someone steals your shit. Cause dude, my podcast is all set up here upstairs, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, fuck.
That's
Man.
it's a pretty hefty equipment once you realize that what the stuff that you have, and it's nothing easy to replace, especially for us. I mean, that's a big thing. Like for me, I have a rig coming down from Europe. It's in Seattle, and it's about $3,500 worth of computer equipment that's just being handled. And if I lose something, I know I'm insured, but it's to not have that. It's a really just daunting mental thing that they didn't prepare you as an adult. When you lose something, a lot of things are replaceable. As a kid, you break a toy, buy another toy. You don't have that many expensive things to worry about when you're a kid. As per an adult, you have
You don't
to
have
worry
any
about
expenses. Period.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
expenses at all. See, like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's a huge transition. You have to, like, manage. Oh,
Yeah.
how much? I don't have groceries. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to eat, man.
dude, that's a struggle going to groceries, dude. We were talking about this the last episode, going to Winco.
Oh
Shit's
yeah.
haggard.
Oh.
But like,
No, God, yeah.
not just that, but gas.
Mhm.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. That's noise too.
Fucking electric cars, come to me sooner.
Where's those
Oh my God.
Teslas?
With the Teslas.
It's all about
So-
the Patamobile.
Yeah, the Batamobile, dude. That only gets you so far until you realize you have calves like Enrique.
Yo,
Shout out Enrique Ochoa
shout out.
Enrique Ochoa,
and
to his
cross
calves.
country coach.
and his god calves. Yes.
God, calves.
Yo, so like since you brought up the Tesla, yo, freaking, I found a freaking Tesla dealer down in Seattle. Like it was just like smack dab in the middle of this random mall I found. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, it was about the size of like a van store, and they just had 3 Teslas in there. And dude, like I've never like gone up and like look at these things like because
Personally,
yeah,
They're
personally because
high
I don't want to be
Dude.
I don't want to look like that guy who's like trying to steal like some Tesla or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But-
I kind of creeped up and took a picture of someone's one time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like this is nuts, dude."
Yeah.
It has a fucking screen.
Dude, yeah, it's like a
Right,
gigantic
right.
iPad. It's like a gigantic iPad. I'm like, what the heck, dude?
Command center.
Yeah, dude,
Okay,
and
yeah.
like I was looking at these and I was like, dude, like the inside of one of them, I think it was like the larger Tesla. It looked like it had like space age like freaking technology in there. I'm like, what the heck? And like
Dude.
their seats like were like, have you seen like the Jetsons? Like their seats are like on this pillar, and it looked like, I don't even know. Like, it looked like it was made of like platinum or something. It was like holding like this seat up, and if you want to get in the back seat, all you gotta do is press like this freaking button, and the seat like just like goes forward. And I was like, what the heck? I was tripping out, man. I was like,
Dude,
these
and, like,
things are.
the fucking how do you open the door? Like, isn't the handle like fucked up too?
Yo, dude, I don't
It's like
know
a-
because
it's a
I was afraid
button.
to touch it.
It's,
Like,
it's
my
it's
peasant
button and
hands.
It like opens.
Yeah,
like
it's,
your
it's a
trunk.
button. Yeah,
It
fuck.
just goes
Man.
pop, and then it's clean, dude. So, living in Europe, I was no strain. I slowly lost like the wanderlust of it because I lived outside of a huge city, like a fucking massive city. Like it was like Seattle decided to become just a district, and it was just massive. And you had people with like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and people riding Teslas all down the autobahn. just because the autobahn is known for no speed limit at certain points.
Eh.
Fucking people hauling ass.
Yeah, dude.
So
I love living out here next to the city in Spokane because like fuck, everyone's got some fire wheels, and it's like oh
I
fuck, I
know.
want to get something like that one day. Get a rig for the streets.
Oh my god. The for me the dream right now is a Ford F-150 XLT 2019, just decked out in like the latest swagoo. But like the ticket price that I go to Ford.com. I look at these cars that I currently cannot afford, but I still like I dream, and I was like, dude, I want these. I want a pair of like these Hot Wheels, these flaming wheels, dude, just riding down the road in this something tough. Uh $60,000, fucking with all the gadgets and doodads that I want on it, and it's just and I just look at that and I'm like, someone out there can afford this, and has not just one but two Hot Wheels out there, and they're just driving around tough and like, this fucking Bugatti Veyron is just my daily driver, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it isn't
And
that big of a deal. I have something better in the garage, but this is just my go-to.
like, I'm not afraid to put a couple dings in it. Like, you're such a fucking cuck. And just moving to a city and seeing that it's kind of like just like jaw dropping, knowing that we used to live in a very conservative, very like low income town, and it's
Beanmobiles.
like seeing yeah, dude, fucking you had a fly car if it was 2005 in the years currently 2018.
Yeah, well, if that's why like it's kind of sick. Like when I lived in Tri Cities, fuck, dude, Tri Cities is like its own world, man. Like there's some people who got some sick automobiles out there. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are rich out in fucking Tri Cities. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy how Tri Cities literally is its own world. Like fucking my roommate was telling me how there's like human trafficking problem that
Mm-hmm.
happens that goes down at this hotel over in Pasco. It's like what the fuck, bro? Like shit's
Yeah,
going
man.
down. It's real, man.
So if you've been reading at least local news or watching like local headlines, Tri Cities is apparently a drug pipeline for people smuggling heroin and methamphetamines, and I'm like, what in the fucking world?
Shout
I
out our
mean,
meth
like,
heads.
shout out to your local meth head. We can't have drama without you. We appreciate you. Fucking, it's not a daily experience until you see a tweaker at a gas station trying to steal a pack of smokes from behind the counter, which I experienced, which is really fucking hilarious. I was just casually buying a pack of shitty beer, and then the clerk lady, she just goes out. She's swapping out yesterday's hot dogs for like some slightly younger hot dogs. And while she's doing that and she's distracted, you see this tweaker just, mobbing the chips and shit, and he's keeping an eye on her, and then he fucking runs up behind the counter, doesn't go for the register, doesn't go for anything more expensive, shoots straight for the King Mountain Reds, and he's fucking grabbing pack after pack, and he's stuffing them in his sweater. The lady turns around, she's like, hey, and then some guy rolls up, and then the guy just fucking drops all the stoves and fucking books it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not buying this beer right now. I'm gonna leave before the police report asks for what I saw.
Yeah. Fuck. Where did this happen?
It happened at the fucking gas station by Winco.
Oh wow.
In Clearwater.
Huh.
And I was just there fucking, I just went down to the range, to the gun range down there just by myself, wanting to fucking blow off some steam, shoot off a couple 9mm rounds down the fucking range, and I was like, you know what? I'm down here. I have a fucking $20 bill in my fucking wallet. Might as well just buy a fucking a case and a half of some fucking PBR. Shout out to PBR, everyone.
Shout out
Shout out to
PBR. You know
Shout
what?
out fucking PBR.
I have a good memory with PBR. I went to Tigran to see Tigran Hamasyan. Shout out Tigran Hamasyan.
Shout out to Tigran
Shout out
Hamasyan.
Tigran Hamasyan.
Fucking Armenian jazz pianist came over to Vancouver, so I went over across the border to Canada. So I'm in Canada and I'm trying to turn up because I'm wanting to watch Tigran and be like, woo, you know, on the level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a pot shop and I'm like, oh fuck yeah! Walk in there, and I ask the register or the fucking dealers, is this recreational or is this medical? Immediately they're like, yeah, this is only medical, so sorry. Fucking upsetting because they just legalized it like the other week or something. Like, god damn it. I could have given them money. It could have been all good, but since I couldn't get high and I couldn't smuggle weed over the border, I didn't want to get caught up doing that. I decided to get a 6-pack of PBR. But this is Canada, so they have this plus percentage PBR. So this was like up at like 6-7% or something like that. It was some potent PBR. And so I'm turning up in the parking lot, you know, just slamming them down.
And it goes down smooth, brother. It goes down smooth. Fucking PBR's amazing.
When it's plus percentage, oh my god, I was fucked up, dude. I was like, oh no. I have 5 down. I have 5 in me. Let me text Christian and see if he'll respond. And I realize I'm in Canada, so I don't have any Wi-Fi. And I'm like, fuck, I can't hit him up to ask him if I should finish this last PBR. But at the same time, I told Camper this story. He was like, dude, you already know what Christian would have told you. He's like, you would have told me to fucking pound the last one. So I finished the last one, and I went in there, and I was like, fuck, I'm too fucked up right now. Like, dude, I had to go to the bathroom and throw up, dude. Like, I fucking went to the bathroom in the middle of Tigran's concert and just blast. I'm so upset because I missed probably one of his bangers, you know, doing that stupid shit. But shout out PBR plus power, you know.
You gotta fucking love it.
And then, so after that, I ended up going back to the hotel Steven and I stayed at when we went to Vancouver the first time.
Heck yeah.
And I park in the parking lot, and I'm so drunk, I'm just like, fuck, I want to go to sleep. So I get out of the car, close it, go to sleep. And then the next morning, I'm looking around. I'm ready to go, pack all my shit up, and then I can't get in my car. I can't find my keys. I look in the fucking car, look through the window, and I fucking closed and locked my keys in my car.
Oh, adulthood right there.
In Canada.
In Canada.
In Canada.
You don't know the language. No people.
Yeah, you do. You know the language. It's just,
but still,
exaggerated.
Man, dude. I was trying. If you look at my driver's side door, you can see it's all fucking destroyed because I got a fucking coat hanger and try to fucking get that shit on my own, and I couldn't do it, dude. These Hondas are like built to fucking hold that shit out, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to call a locksmith to come through and open up my door, you know. And shout out that homie. I think his name was Sergi or Serge or something. Shout out Serge out there. Whoever the fuck that doorsmith was, got me back home.
Respect.
Respect.
He came through on a weekend, you know, on a Sunday.
On a weekend.
A hero.
Real heroes don't wear capes.
They don't always wear capes, indeed.
And so I got in my car and I drove home. I didn't even hang out in Canada any longer. I just give me back
The
to
salt.
Washington.
The harrowing experience of almost being stuck in Canada.
Yeah, but I ended up hanging out in Bellingham and skating there and got a couple albums. But
Oh
fuck
man.
Canada, fuck that shit, fucked me up, dude. That was sad, sad times.
God.
But hey, PBR, shout out.
Shout out to PBR.
Yo, I think still like my favorite alcoholic beverage has to be that. It was like before, like I think it was like a celebration of like before like Christian left to like boot camp. We were drinking it up over at Christian's house, and freaking Nico, he was like mixing like what is it? Angry Orchard green apple with like
Angry Torture.
Angry Tortures.
yeah, and then he mixed it with like caramel
Fireball.
apple pinnacle.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was like apple with apple, and that was so freaking good, man. I love that.
Oh god, you missed out on Vomwalks Part 2 with Nico. God, so it was Micah's birthday, and we go over to Micah's place, and me being the designated driver, I had to be the hype man as well when it came to drinking, because that's my role. That is my sworn duty as Christian, to be the fucking hype man
Christian.
for all bad decisions.
Christian, aka Christian, aka hype man.
Beyond belief, I didn't think this man would be able to drink as much as he did, but
Who?
you know, Nico. Yeah, he is the purveyor of taking shit a step too far. So, to preface Vomwalks Part 1, Angry Tortures was introduced to the squad, and it was such a wonderful experience because Nico didn't understand that there's hard alcohol in that Angry Orchard. You might not taste it, but it's there. He goes through 4 of those and decides, I need a walk. I'm not feeling too good. And decides...
And so starts the Vomwalks.
And so starts the Vomwalks. You just see him taking a step and just vomit coming out of his mouth, spilling over the edge of the fucking balcony at Micah's grandparents' house. And it's just so sad to just witness.
It does freaking grandparents again.
Oh, God. And then... And it's like, it's cold as fuck. And the vomit's like freezing onto the rocks, and
wait,
Mike is over there flipping rocks.
This is part 2, right? This isn't part 1.
This is part 1. I'm prefacing part 2.
Okay.
Okay, so Mike is flipping rocks, trying to get the vomit like hidden. Okay, now let's caveat to fucking Vomwalks Part 2. Fucking Micah's 21st birthday. We're getting Micah to fucking shotgun beers and fucking take shots and just drinking the most fucked up, horrid shit that we can find. And he's just taking it like a champ.
Uh-huh.
And Nico's like, I've got to be there for the brother, man. And just starts going with shots. And his friend made him fucking Jello shots, and they were not safe for work Jello shots, dude. They were oozing fucking vodka, like 100 proof vodka.
Dang.
And he munches on a handful of those, decides, oh, this is a wonderful idea, just to chase fucking shots with more Jello shots. And inside I'm like, it's gonna happen. Lo and behold, he's like, I need to go take a smoke. And then he walks outside, and all I see is him just fucking all hands and knees, and he's crawling forward, vomiting. Vomwalk upgraded to Vom Crawl.
Vomwalk into Vom Qual. Evolution.
The evolution, dude.
The next tier.
Super
Saiyan Blue.
He had the same desperation in his eye that my little brother had when he was shit-faced at my place. He had the glorious twinkle, and I was just like, fucking so happy.
The fucking tears collecting in the eyes after the
Yeah.
vomit escaped the esophagus.
The slow mo, dude. The freaking slow mo was priceless.
Dude,
I'm so sad I lost that clip, but it had to be.
Oh
it had
my
to be
God,
done.
dude.
It will always be in our hearts.
the collection of tears in his eye, just knowing that all hope is lost. Like, please, no more.
Please.
And then we look at him and like, so shots?
You're good, bro. Take some more, man.
Dude, binge drinking as an adult is so hard to do now. It's just not. Sometimes it's like, I really want to, but I can't.
Yeah, dude. I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't even force myself to.
I need the homies there.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I need the homies
need-
there, peer pressuring me, and then maybe I'll do it.
I need friends mixed with liquid encouragement.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. Oh, dude, at this point, like, if I drink on my own, I start feeling like I'm getting, like, I just feel like I'm getting heartburn. I'm like, I can't drink this anymore. I'm just done. If I don't have anyone cheering me on, passing me through the pain, I can't do it.
Yo, like, I'm becoming, like, one of those wine connoisseurs.
Oh, I'm proud of you, man. You're a step above the rest.
I'm an amateur, like, maybe like a tier below amateur. Like, I call myself a wine connoisseur, but really I just go, oh yeah, this looks good, and I just take it back home.
$9.99 and it's in a box. I'm down.
No, like I like, it's weird. I think I'm allergic to sulfites or something, and like that's when like whenever I drink, my nose just starts to run, cotton mouth, you name it. And I think I started to notice that the stuff I drink that's like, like locally owned, like homemade, that stuff doesn't make me like as bad. But like if it's like processed like in a factory or something, then that stuff, it just
booze with no love.
There's no tender love and care. There's no TLC in the ingredients to make sure I'm a happy boy when I drink it. So like I go on hunts, like whenever I find like a place or like some alcohol that's like locally made, like, oh yeah, like, we made this in our small little shop, and I'm like, oh yo, that's the freaking stuff I'm gonna need to get.
Yeah, craft brewed out of the tears of young children.
Oh, my favorites.
Fermented baby tears.
Did someone shit it out too, dude?
Yeah, dude.
No, the opposite. Like it came out of the peeper.
Came out of the peeper, dude. This is a callback to our last episode.
Yeah. It needs the acid, the stomach acids,
the stomach acid to process this.
The doo-doo acid, all kinds of acid.
Oh, dude! But if it's a liquid, man, it has to be carefully extracted by the urethra.
like cotton swab.
The cotton swab, just the spillage, and just waiting for that last drop, collected from the last drop of piss.
Jesus.
Oh.
And then it's brought to like a high tech lab.
Yeah, dude, and then just dry air. Oh man, how did we get this far, man? I mean, from being adults to extracting wine out of baby tears.
That's why, like, I love this group. I love the homies. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just remember thinking that just at that restaurant, like that guy said, we need to be on the radio. Just some random guy at another table told us that we need to be on the radio. It's like, that guy's probably right.
That guy's onto something.
Like, I mean, we're onto something. Like, we've always been onto something. Like, since we were in middle school. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. God, I've been on something for a while.
Oh boy.
Ah, God.
It's like flavor, dude.
Speaking of flavors, I have this tiny flavor of mine right here. This tiny child of mine. This wonderful
Yes.
baby.
He
How
was
many?
extracted.
It's 2 so far. A third on the way, man. It's gotta.
Oh,
Just the life.
Like she's pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Fuck
Ooh,
yeah!
congrats.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah. That's the current climate for cringe.
is there a what's it called? A gender?
Currently, and it's currently in development. We're not at that stage yet.
it hasn't decided its pronoun yet.
It's developing why it should be, you know, with a third eye, being able to reach the cosmos. It's on that.
Yep.
It's on the.
It's in the
It's
beta
on that.
stage.
Dude,
divine
it's on
being.
the J soul level of existence right now.
That hurt me a little bit.
It's just the concept though right now. It's in concept mode.
Oh man. So like let's hear it from Christian. What's a day in the life of Christian now that you're back in Grandview? Now that you're back in the wheel? What's your day like, dude? When do you get
Like,
up? And what do
I
you
get
do?
up. I wake up. Like mentally, I wake up at 5:30. My body decides not to wake up until I damn well pleases because I'm not in the military and I have nowhere else to be. I
Not
I-
yet, at least.
Not yet, at least. I'm working on that work grind right now. I get on my phone, drop a couple applications here and there. Watching this kid, making him fresh formula bottles, changing diapers. Entertaining a child. This kid requires minimal entertainment, but he loves me so much. I am his current muse right now. So for right now, he's a daddy's boy. So he decides to casually wake me up too. Sometimes whenever he feels like it.
Ooh, casually.
With a slap in the
Casually.
face. Though
It's in the blood.
it's in the blood. Yeah. Shout out to Casual Cast.
Shout out.
Shout out Casual Cast.
He decides to wake me up with a crisp, proper slap to the face, and it's never anywhere else though. Too, it's like you could slap me in the chest, slap me in the arm. Like, hey, Dad, wake up.
Is it like the back of the hand or the front?
No, dude, open palm, fingers spread apart,
Palm to the nose.
dude.
To that big nose.
My big schnauzer, man. Just, he's like, press the button. It's like a snooze alarm. It's easy to hit. Fucking might as well do it. Fucking just wham. And it's not a subtle one. He's got 10 months of force building up on that fucking slap. and it's not a rude awakening because he's up with smiles on his face. So with that happening, I make him a bottle. He's chilling, and then I have to get my son ready for school. My oldest one, currently 5 years old, in kindergarten, and that's where like the real struggle begins, man. Because kids at the age of 5 are like everything and more that you could believe in. Because he's vindictive. He's very mean. He doesn't want to wake up. He wants to be like the most difficult person, like most of the adults in America right now. And getting him out the door is the daily struggle currently. But drop him off, catch up on some Netflix after I drop him off, go hang out with my mom. Just really, it's a really casual life right now.
Casual
But
dad.
yeah, I'm just trying to casual dad. Yeah, dude. I not with my mom who's trying to leave. I'm trying to leave Granby right now.
Heck, I think she was talking to someone else.
Oh.
Telling people don't grow up.
Yeah, Christian literally just got done talking about the story, and you're like, "Oh, you're living with your mom forever."
Don't grow up. Bills.
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 Bills, bills, bills. That's our song anthem.
Mm-hmm. And you realize that credit cards are fun while they last, and then you have to pay it off.
Hey.
Yeah, dude. I've had my credit limit raised on its own because of good credit. I went from only having a credit limit of $500 to now currently having a credit limit of $3,000
Jeez.
on just a credit card. But my current, I can take out a hell of a lot more because I'm good at paying my bills. But without this job, it's gonna get pretty scary real quick.
Where have you tried applying to?
I've tried a bunch of different companies, factories, and Tri-Cities. Currently, there's a current talk about me being a part of the VHO family. If any of you are not familiar with VHO, it's Vape Head Origins.
Shout out.
Shout out to Vape Head Origins for
man.
supplying my needs.
Hey, Christian, do you remember where we talked about your superpowers? You would have old types of vape abilities.
Oh, it's, vape screen, vape mirages. I had vape clones.
Vape.
Best.
Dude, it's Shadow Clone Jutsu to the next level, dude. It's just, instead of being another embodiment, it's just nicotine. Well, fellas, I'm getting the cue card to head out and follow through other responsibilities.
All right, man. This will be a good stopping point.
Yeah. Sounds like a wonderful day, though.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it?
Oh yes, it does.
All right, lovely casual. It's been wonderful, and casual listeners out there.
I hope.
We'll see you.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
If you like the video. You know, if you're into this channel and you're digging it, hit that subscribe button, man.
Push out them likes. You know.
Yeah.
We're hungry for your approval and or disapproval. It doesn't matter. Just tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'll read your comments and then delete them.
Heck, if you want to be a guest, just let us know.
Yeah, we're more than happy to have more people on the casual cast as our guests. Oh, voice broke.
The cringe just comes out naturally.
It does. Just
right.
30 cc's of liquid cringe. All right, people.
Okay, Antonio, whenever you're ready, take us out. We are the Casual Cast. Yeah. Are you casual? Thank you.
All right, gentlemen. I must be.
Have a good day or night.
Goodbye.
Goodbyes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.